Welcome everybody to another exciting day of the Vamp Show. Sorry, I was putting together an air hockey table for my daughter. Just FYI, I am completely not qualified to be putting together an air hockey table. So let's just get that, make sure everybody understands that. All right, so let's take a look. What do we got going on here today? Let's kind of break this down. Very interesting chart I put together today. So here's my chart I actually started putting together today. It is a pretty good chart. It's called the 359 chart. I started putting together. This is on my 1 day, 2 day chart, right? So here we go. Let's kind of pull up and you can see that there's a pattern that occurs with the 3s and the 5s and the 9s here. So here's our daily chart. Look, we had the 3. So it's funny. Most of the 3s like to play themselves out as a doji candle of some sort and or a shooting star style candle. So here you have a 3. Look, so you got 3, 5, and then you have the 9. Now usually the 9 is higher than the 3, which it was. So if you dig into this really good here, nope, this 9 was not barely higher than the 5 right there. So it's kind of eked out a little bit higher than the 5. So here you go. You had the 3, the 5, and then the 9. Now this did reverse, right? You got the 3, the 5, and then this did turn around. Now this one didn't work out, but it did spin on the 3. Look, I've gotten rid of all of the other numbers except for the 3, 5, and 9 on the green. Right, so that's all you see is you see the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 9. So that's all I'm looking at are reversals here. And you see all of your reversals, sorry, the majority of your reversals happen on one of these numbers here, right? They happen on one of these turnarounds here. So you can go back here, 1, 1, 3. This 5 was not. So, but here, look, you got the 3, you got the 5, and then it topped out and dumped. 3, 5, topped and dumped. 3, so we've done the 3 here, so we've done a 3, a 5. This is topped. Now this is making a second top here. Now what's happened is this has got to turn around on this 9 right here. So you see this has the 9, and then it'll coast along for a minute, and then it'll dump, right? So we've done the 3. We've done the 3, 5 pattern here on the daily. We've also done the 3, 5 pattern over here that corresponded also with the dumps over here. So if you look back on the 2 days, the 2 days are the same way. The 2 days love to dump on the 3s or the 5s. So there's a 3 dump, 5 dump, 3 dump. It doesn't like to turn around on a 9 though. Look, I mean, there's the 9 right there. It's only, it doesn't like to spin on a 9. I'm not looking for reversals on 9s. You don't see them up here, right? The 9s are just continuation patterns up here. That's all they are. Look, every time this has hit a 9 on the 2 day, this is continued through, right? I'm going to just get rid of this right here. So this is very interesting pattern that's playing out here, right? So you've kind of got almost a what do you call it? You've almost got a confirmation here that this could possibly fall out here, right? So you've had your 9, you've had your 3, your 5, and your 9. 3, your 5, and your 9 right here. And I'm looking to see if this is it, if this is going to be a fallout pattern right here. Okay, so you've had your 3 and your 5, and then this fell out right here. Let me try to line this back up. All right, let me get this way back over here. Got to try to line all this stuff back up. Sorry. So I'm really watching this closely to see if we actually fall out right here at this point. All right, so here we are. So we're at a very critical place right here where either this baby's going to just run, right? It's going to run on us right here, and or we're going to get a fallout. So you see last time we hit a 5, we also hit a 9, and this has happened a couple times. So let's see if this same pattern plays out again right here. Now this would go back and correlate, kind of correspond with this area right here. right? So you can see you got your 9. It kind of eked up a little bit. And then that eke was like the last little eke, and then it dumped out, right? So here we go. So if you're looking back, look at how this played out. Your 5, you had a little bump after your 5. There's the bump after your 5, right? Came down a little bit, came back up to your 9 right there, and then just fell out, right? And then here you go. You got the same kind of a thing going on, right? So you've got your same thing. Now this 9 took off on us, right? So I'm tightly watching this pattern as it plays out, all right? Now I want to go over and take a look at a couple other of the indicators that we've got. So here's been my main channel chart right here. Here's my main channel chart. I've been watching this closely. Now, we never came down and tested this low side right here, okay? So we've never tested the bottom side of this channel. It has... I see a lot of people drawing another channel, right? A lot of people have drawn this channel right here, right? So here's the second channel that a lot of people have created, and I'm up in the air right now on how well I like this channel, right? Because this channel would start a brand new count, right? So you'd have to start a brand new count with this channel. A little bit harder to do. This is, you'd have to start another A, B, C, D, E, and this would tell me that our top for sure is headed up here to the 7,200 range, which would put our top back up here at my topside target. So my topside target is still valid. I haven't changed that yet. But I also don't like this because this hasn't hit my low side. Now, if you guys have been following me and you guys have been watching me, I had my call at 72.42, 72.42, 72.60, and this got all the way down. This candle came all the way down to 72. What do we got? We're up there, 72.84. So, I had my stop, my take profit was stopped at was at 72.60. So I missed my take profit on my long play by 14 damn points, almost 15 points. It did stomp me out of this trade on the high side, so I did get taken out of this trade. If you guys were in the group, you guys know that I was... Oh, you guys can't hear? What the fuck? You can't hear? Oh. Can you guys hear me? Hello? 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 I have sound here. Anybody? Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys are scaring me there. All right. So I got stomped out of this trade. If you guys are in our members group, you guys know I moved my stop loss down. I then did get taken out of my stop loss. It was like, I don't know, 7-9%, something like that. So it was good. It was down. I was a 17% up on that trade. I got stomped out at like 9% up, something like that. Not happy. So I'm looking at this and I'm still not satisfied that this hasn't fallen out again. Okay, that this hasn't tested this, that we haven't tested this low line, this bottom line of this trend line here, right? Because this trend line has played out pretty good for us on the top and bottom sides so far with this touch, and this makes me want to think that this could possibly fall out here again. So yeah, so this has me a little bit perturbed right now where we're at. I'm like, I'm just not exactly happy. So I'm not exactly happy of where this is playing out. Now, all of our resistance, we got a lot of resistance right here. It's 70.88, okay? So I'm sitting here. Sorry about Yeah, I did. My daughter walked up. She's like, Dad, put the The table's working, so they figured out the scoring system on the table. Sorry, man. So right now I'm not exactly happy. I'm torn right now. I'm torn between going long, which I am in a low leverage long right now, and I called that for the CME trade, and I've just been sitting in it. I mean, it's up a couple points, but it's like blah, 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 right? It's no big deal. It's not like it's going to buy me anything. So right now I am torn. Okay, so I'm torn between a long and a short right here. And my RSI chart, my bubble chart, is not really helping me out. My bubble chart says it's going up. My MACD chart says this should still go up. The wedge right here, though, says that this has not tested this wedge. And if you guys look, I mean, look, see, you came down, pumped back up, still fell out. I don't know. I'm torn here, guys. I'm just not in a good trading spot. I feel that it needs to test this wedge one more time. So I feel let's change this up. Okay, so this was my last call, 733. I shorted that. I did great. It was a good call. I missed my target by 14, so it was a profitable trade, right? I'll take that. Now my call on Litecoin was amazing. My Litecoin call was great, right? If you guys look at my Litecoin chart, right? Where's our Litecoin chart? Right, my Litecoin chart was perfect, right? Now, here's your Litecoin. So my Litecoin chart was a perfect chart. I had this coming down. This was my support right here. I just put this all up on Twitter. I had this baby coming all the way down to the wedge line right here. Perfect call. I mean, absolutely to the dollar. I thought this was going to come up here and dump one more time to actually touch the wedge. It didn't. So now I got to go over here and I got to adjust. I got to tighten up this wedge, right? Because there's the wedge now. So this wedge on Litecoin has been playing out almost perfectly, but I had to tighten it up a little bit. So you got a couple little hangy wicks down here, but that's okay. So all I've done is I've just tightened this line up on right there. I'm just going to tighten this up. I'm going to pull this up here. So now I have a good count on I have a good count now, I feel, on Litecoin. And you guys know how I feel about Litecoin. I feel Litecoin leads the way, right? So here's our Litecoin chart. Let's start to rip down Litecoin real quick here. So Litecoin doing great. I mean, taking off on us. Let's go back and look at the daily for Litecoin. Okay, daily on an 8. If for some reason it's on a red TD1, which makes no sense because it's higher. That's weird. Your daily has a bullish. Okay, so you're on Litecoin. Your daily's got a bullish cross, which is great. Right? So that's good. That's weird, though. I'm a little weirded out by that. Your 2-day chart is actually going into a, so your 2-day chart is great because look at this. It's showing you're going into a flag position here. So you're posting up a big symmetrical triangle on the 2-day chart. I'd watch this. So you don't have a new 2-day, but look at this. This has got, you guys got to be careful here. This is an engulfing bearish Harami here a couple days ago, right? So you have a engulfing bearish Harami. It has been playing out. So this is still bearish compared to where this candle closed here on the 2-day. And this is, you got to be careful with this because these positions take a long time to play out. And you got to look back in the past when you're playing this position. So looking back at Litecoin, I'm looking at Litecoin. I'm bearish because of this bearish Harami, okay? Let's see if we post up a brand new 3-day candle. This could be a 3-day candle. Now looking at this, these last two candle setups on Litecoin, I don't like this. I don't like these Litecoin setups right here. I don't like this at all. This is bearish to me. This is a bearish hanging man position, and this kind of does look like a brand new candle, right? This looks like a bearish inverted hammer, or bearish, I'm sorry, bearish hammer candle, which would be a hanging man, and it is trying to move up. This just looks bearish. This doesn't look bullish to me. This is an engulfing candle. Let's go take a look at that real quick. I just want to confirm this. It's hard not to look at that and not see a bearish engulfing. What the heck? Give me the right chart. Okay, give me a second, guys. I just want to make sure. I want to double confirm with this puppy. Yeah, that's bearish. So this is a bearish setup right here. I don't like the Litecoin setup. The Litecoin setup looks bearish. This is confusing as hell. 12 hour. Another cross coming on the 12 hour. So you got a bunch of golden crosses on the 12 hour here. I wonder if we'll see some kind of a double top here. I wonder if we get a double top pattern. Just not, you know what I'm saying? I'm wondering if this will play out as some kind of double top right here and then fall out. Because looking at this, this would be my E wave. So this would be my failure wave. Now, if this failure wave, right, you've got a lot of resistance right here. I mean, we're right at the resistance level. And this looks like an ABCD. This clearly looks like an ABCDE coming up here with the E being the failure wave on a massive rising wedge. I mean, this is just it's kind of a picture perfect rising wedge right here, right? Oh, let's back up. Come on, don't delete that. Let me throw a fib in here real quick. Let me pull this off, pull this off, pull this off. Move that right there. You're kind of in your top area, you know what I'm saying? You're kind of in all your resistance right here. You know, and my arrow went up here, and I just feel there's a lot of resistance that's all in this area. It's just like this, I don't feel this. I feel this is going to come down. I feel this is going to get rejected here. Right? Let's look at our RSI. Let's pull our RSI chart up. And we called that RSI call. So there's our last RSI call. Remember, we called this top side on the 4-hour chart. So that was perfect. Now let's see what happens if this baby falls out of this. See what happens the last 2 times this thing has fallen off of this cliff here. All right, so there we go. Let's take a look at this. So look there, touch there, dropped down, came back up, got rejected again. All right, I just feel that this is This is really close. If this thing doesn't fall out right here, it's going to fall out right above it. So look, touch, 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 rejection. Look at all these rejections. Right, there's another one, a little higher right there, but all still in the same range. So I still am thinking a fallout right here, some kind on Litecoin. So I'm just going to plop this up there. There we go. All right, give me a second, everybody. Let's go back and take a look at this. In fact, I'm going to peel this back. Sorry, man, I like to use Litecoin as my indicator, so I just kind of want to see where this all fell out last time. There it is. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't see any fib support anywhere here either. Pull this off. Actually, I'll pull this deeper. I want to get deeper into this. Okay, if this was a where would I pull that from? Yep, right there, probably. Right there. Yep, okay, so there you go. All right, so they came back, hit the 5-0, perfect. Look at that, just came right down. Hit the 5-0, absolutely, almost perfect right there. And then we bounced, so I'm gonna lock that. So let's check this bounce right here. I'm gonna run a fib on the bounce. All right, so check that out. All right, so take a look. So we hit the 50 perfect, right? Then we bounced right up to the 786. Okay, now I think we can look for a rejection here from the 786 back down. So I'm gonna make this call that I think this is looking like a shorting opportunity right here, right? First of all, it's a hell of a freaking run, right? It's a hell of a run right there. But I am thinking that this has maybe got just a little bit more, and then it falls out right there, right? So this kind of lines up with all of our fib lines. Okay. All right, so this is my thunky. Look at, and then, you know, on top of that, you've got this 200 MA coming down right at the 8.8, at the 0.88. So that could just be another form of topside resistance for you before it gets up there and puts in that second fall down. But like I say, looking at the daily, it looks bearish on the daily, even though you've had a beautiful bounce back up. I think this is going to take something to really pop up over that. So all right, there's my targets for. So my target is going to be back down to the wedge there. Now let's go over here, start doing Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So let me just rip this off. Rip this off. I'm going to run out. Let's run out to the 3-day. Okay, brand new 3-day candle posted. Quasi engulfing. Same thing, kind of a quasi engulfing hanging man. We don't have three. I was looking for three soldiers on this. Not going to happen on there. I did see, you know, I mean, kind of three soldier-ish on this right here. I mean, kind of three soldier-ish on this over here. Kind of three soldier-ish right there. On the weekly, I mean, we've had 1, 2, 3 days of an uptrend on the weekly right here, right? I mean, here we had, this is a lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, I'm sorry, weeks, 1, 2, 3, yeah, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks up there. And I would count this pot 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks there. And we've had 1, 2, 3, maybe two. I don't know if I'd count this bottom one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe don't count the bottom. 1, 2. I don't know about that. That's hard to count that one too right there. 1, 2. Maybe that would just be 2 weeks because you kind of had a week up and then a week down. And then kind of went up again. So I'm trying to look for anything I can see as a pattern. Nothing helping me on the weekly. 2-day. I mean, just, all right, so let's look at our 2-day here. How does our 2-day like to fall out? All right, so 2-day, we did top on a 5. You know how you guys look, there's a 5, dumped, 5, dumped, 5. Can we hold this? Now let's take a look at the difference, right, between these 5s real quick here. So look, this 5, just there was no support under it. Look at this right here. I mean, this just stacked with support. I mean, just stacked right here. When you get all these MAs directly underneath you, it just acts as a lot of support. So you really got to take a look at that to see what's the odds of you falling through that. And when I see all the stack support underneath here, it doesn't get me all, this makes it a lot harder for me to think this is going to fall out. But if it does fall out, what happens is you fall under such a massive cluster of support that, you know, you just drop so fast under that cluster of support. You kind of leave it in the dust. And we can go over here and kind of see how this happened in the past. So kind of up here, so you see this cluster of support. So you basically had a bunch of support and everything kind of, once it snapped at 1020, see the 1020 and the 7 just wrecked it. Here's another, see now here's another big cluster of support though on the top side right here that was real close to the price action. And it just gonna hold it down. Yeah, you've never had, look at, you have all the MAs, everything pretty much right underneath the price on the 2-day. You have a really good channel moving up. I don't know, this is a tough one right here. I'm looking at this and I see the bearish setup. So you have the bearish setup right there. You have no crosses working. Pull the daily up. No crosses on a 9. This 9 can bleed. Nothing. No help here. When you guys are trading, one of the other things I like to look for on a drop, right? When I see a drop that's a potential drop, I like to go and I see how when the MAs get spaced out like this. See when they're all spaced out. When they're all spaced out like this, they're weak, right? See this when they get into a cluster like this. See how now once it punches through that cluster, right? Once it punches through that cluster, it just squirts through and then it can take on the MAs individually one at a time. Here it can take them all pretty easily headed down. Here you've got a pretty good confluence. Now, like this area where you had, 1, 2, 3, 4 MAs, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 MAs right here again. That's a lot of support, but if it does pop through here, you've got nothing below it. 12 hour. Ooh, look at that 12 hour. So you do have a not, so this is not a bearish cross right here on the 12 hour. When this 12 is rolling over like that to the top side, from the top to the bottom, when the 7 is rolling over on the 100 like that, that is not bullish, right? You like to see it come from the bottom and thrust up. You like to see the lower MA thrust up into it. 6 hour, nothing, just bearish. I mean, all this is a bearish candle setup right there. Spinning top propeller candle. So I don't like these. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a spinning top propeller candle. I don't like these candle setups. So I don't like these particular. They mean a lot of indecision in the marketplace. Like you've got a pretty much even top and bottom. The candle's in the center. So you got to be careful in this situation because this is just tells you that the market can go either direction right here. It's undecided. 4 hour. Nothing. Bearish candle. 4 hour just printed off a bearish engulfing candle. Right. Okay, let's pull this back over. Like I'm torn right here. I'm 50-50. Now I'll go over and so my top side target is still there, right? I'm not going to walk away from my top side target. I'm just not going to walk away from this top side target. But what I don't like is I don't like that we haven't hit the wedge, right? So I'm going to put in there 1. Test out the all right, so no, I'm going to put that. I don't like that. There's been no test of the bottom side trend line, the wedge trend line. And that's right there. And I'm also going to put 2 lots of MA support under price action on the higher time frames. All right, then we're going to 3 bearish combo setup, and they're mostly bearish Ramis. Okay, so this is kind of what I see right here. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to go do the bubble charts real quick. What the heck happened there? Okay, give me a second here. All right. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pull up the bubble charts now. This is kind of where Give me a second, reload this thing. So the members bubble chart is different. Let's pull this up. I have no idea why TradingView keeps doing this. I don't know. I have no understanding why it keeps doing this thing. It's crazy. Okay, so in the members area, this is kind of what we had. We called out a bounce area, and we got it. So we called out the bounce right there. So we got this bounce right here. Now, this bounce line did bounce off a brown line, right? So a brown line is when it bounces off a brown line like this, it called the toilet bowl bounce, right? So it does mean that there's the potential for this to kind of drain down slowly, right? And you can take a look, and let's go over here and peel back the price action. So the price action, we've had a really big bounce, but we've had just not a lot of price action movement. I mean, the price really hasn't moved with this pretty substantial bounce. All right, the kind of what I'm looking at right here is, now we're in an area that you've got a red bounce rejection area. You got a couple more red areas above you. I'm just not, I don't know. This is a tough call. So we're definitely in a bullish area. So we're definitely in a bullish zone right here. But bouncing off this brown line is not good. Now there's a bunch of purple bounces back here, right? You've got another brown bounce. So here's another brown bouncing area. I didn't like this same thing, this kind of drill. We'll take a look at this. We'll pull, but see, there's the brown area right there, right? And this thing kind of, the toilet bowl kind of swirls around and then just dumps, right? So this dumped off, this is off of kind of a brown area where it does this. It kind of just, all right, only kidding, and then just dumps out. I call this the toilet bowl brown area. Then last time it bounced off this area, that was right here. Here's the last time we bounced off this area. Now you have this little baby widget here, right? See this little baby, like it barely even bounced, right? This thing barely bounced. But when you go up here and you take a look at the price action, right? It doesn't look like much. And it doesn't look like much. But when you throw the price action, oh, come on, damn it, wrong one. Where's the right one? There we go. And that was a 1,600 point bounce, right? This little teeny tiny widget right there. Just that little unbelievable. I mean, this RSI literally had to have gone all the way up here because it doesn't leave a shadow, right? This had to go all the way up here and then pull all the way back and dump. It's just impossible to be that little teeny tiny widget right there. This thing had to have marched all the way up here and then just sucked all the way back and folded over to just oblivion right there. It's pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy right there. That was a 1,600 point widget. So, and then, I mean, this was a little bit more of a toilet bowl bounce. Maybe that was just a straight flush. But so, you know, you come over here now. We've got a history of falling off right here. We just need to be very careful. One of the other things I looked at in this area is the possibility, and kind of what this is forming up here is almost a double top area, right? So it's kind of creating a possibility of running a double top here. Now it's running a double top. If this did top out a second time right here and fall out, this would be a lower low on the RSI, right, falling out here. So you'd have a lower high on this RSI, and this fell out. I still have my resistance areas up top. I still have my targets up top. Man, I wish I had. Okay, so I want to bring one last chart up. We're probably going to make this a quick video, and I'll show you why. So every time you get over this bull break line right here, every time your RSI action gets over, your MACD action gets over this bull break here. So you top over, see all these spikes up here? every time you get over this area, this bull break area, right? It's actually bullish, right? So these drops are bullish. So coming down here, right, is actually still bullish. And it rarely is a total dump here, right? So here you see, look, you popped up over, you came back down, and then this thing just mooned. Even though the MACD was moving down, the price action was clearly moving up, right? Now here's a rejection. Here's a rejection. These are both dumps, right? But every time it's got back higher, so here you are, you went higher, you came down. Now you did reject pretty good, but you still came back up. You still was almost a bullish action right here. Now this was a substantial drop, right? Same thing here. Look at, so it's here, this kind of just kept creeping up and up and up. So every time you break this bull break, same thing here, right? You broke the bull break. This is still bullish action going forward. So looking at my MACD tells me, this says that this can move sideways like this. See, this moves sideways like this for a while. It can drop out. Now this thing can definitely fall out here, but it's still a continuation pattern for an upward trend, right? This is bullish being up this high, right? It rarely gets up here and then falls out bearish, right? These look, never has this fallen out up here and this fell up bearish. Here you got up here, bullish. Here you got up here, bullish. You got up here, I don't know, you know, what do you call it? Kind of bullish, kind of, sort of. That's a tough one. Same thing. Now, the other thing you got to be aware of is that both times you've come down, there's always some kind of a swooping action on this. So you get some kind of a swooping action on this. So there's a little tiny swooping action. Here's a bigger dip right here, bigger dip right there, bigger swooping action, swooping action. So every time you've broken over this, substantially broken over it, you get some kind of a swooping action. Now we have not got that yet. We have crossed bearish on our MACD. So our MACD has clearly crossed bearish right here. So we've made a bearish crossover. But even though we've made a bearish crossover, there's still the potential that this can still be a bullish move. That's why I have a hard time thinking that we're going to go 5,000 right here, right? I have a hard time thinking that this is just going to fall out of the sky and go to 5K, because the only time it's done that before is right here, right? And even here, see, look, it peaked, it dropped, and it came back up again. Right, we haven't had that action. Every single time it's pretty much come down and swooped on us, right? And I'm just waiting for that swoop action, right? So look at this. This is so bullish. This is just insane. I mean, this is just going straight down. This is during I don't know. It's hard to read these ones back here. Okay. That's it, man. I wish I had more. My MACD says that we're going to see a bounce up still. All right, my MACD says this is going to bounce up. Even if we go down, we're going to come up again. All right, and it's starting to angle. Look, this thing's starting to turn right here. This is starting to have some resistance. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I wish I had something better. I really don't. I really don't have I don't have an easy trading setup right now. All right, I just don't have an easy trading setup. I want to see this thing bounce somewhere. Oh, sorry, last thing. One more thing. All right, so I'm going to peel this off here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this line right here. Okay, so I want you to take a look. This is just one really, really important chart right here. This is something you really have to watch out for. So the falls, the big falls, do not happen up this high, right? When you're way up here, the big bearish falls don't happen up this high. Okay, so the big bearish falls happen lower, right? If you want to find, you want to go back and find where the deep falls are. They're in the middle of the chart here, right? Look, you go all the way back. Here's the big mamma jamma fall from the tippy toppy, right? It happened down low here. Okay, look at this big fall. This still happened pretty low, right? Look at this big fall here in February, right? This is when I first, my dumb butt started trading, right? This is, look at where this fall is, right? Now, this is a pretty good fall. I'm going to give this respect, right? But the big fall came here, right? The big bearish fall was here. Same thing, big fall here in the middle. Big respectable fall. Let's just call this a respectable fall, okay? This is a respectable fall. Respectable fall in the middle of the chart, right? And then once you get too high, though, it starts to convert bullish, right? So you really, once you get up here, these start to convert bullish. And I feel that we haven't, the price action needs to climb and then drop. So it needs to go down, up, down again, and then come up and then drop, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for, right? I mean, now this can substantially drop here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and you can get a really good drop. We can go down to 6,000, 6,100, 6,500, totally easy. This thing could totally drop to 6,500, 6,300, not even a problem right here, right? And then it's going to get a nice bounce. You're going to get a bounce, and that bounce could take the continuation actually all the way back up. I mean, it could take it back up to 7,200, right? But it's got to have this RSI, this MACD right here is not set. It's not primed for the big mama jamma drop that everybody's thinking we're going to get, right? This is just not really, the structure of this and where this is sitting is not really set up for a big towering drop here. It's just too high up in the air, just way too high in the air. Right now, like I said, just thinking this thing can definitely dump, but I'm not feeling the pudding in this one. Not feeling the pudding. You know, a drop back down to the wedge, yes, and then go up again, yes, right. And what that would do is this would give us, you know, come up, then give us our drop, right? Because it's going to go up to 72, 7,300, 7,400. And then, so you're going to come down here, and then you're going to go up to 73, 7,400. And then everybody's going to go, oh my God, crypto's back, Lamborghinis, blah, blah, blah. But then you're going to get your second dip, right? Your second programmed dip. And then you're going to get your second programmed dip, and we'll see how high that goes. Right, that could be right here. We could be just priming up for the second little dip right here, right? This could be it. We could be doing this, put in that second, you know, this could come down a little bit, put in that second high up here, and then this would be ready to fall down. And then once it's fell down, this would give us our next little hook, right? This would give us our next hook for our big dump, right? But I'm not seeing this thing fall out to 5K here. I'm not looking for a big 6K drop. I just don't think so. I don't think this the way this is set up is not going to happen. 57, 5,700 to my wedge. Fall to my wedge, and I'll be happy. Right? I'm still playing the wedge on this thing. I still think that's where it's at. What the heck? I still think this is kind of, you know, I think we're still playing the wedge on this chart, on everything we're showing right now. I just think we're playing the wedge. I think this is going to come back and test this wedge. And that's it. That's all I got. I mean, I wish I had a better trading setup. Anybody got any questions? Anything else I can answer? This does look bearish to me. I am more bearish right now. So, if anything, I am more bearish right now. I'm sitting bearish, right? I don't like this. So, I think, you know, so I think I would like to see this. I would like to see this test the wedge first, right? Then pump to 7,200, 7,400. This would be my best scenario, my better scenario right here. All right, this would be my best scenario that I would like to see, that I feel would keep in line with the price action, instead of just a pure pump right here to 7,200, 7,400. Yeah, and I'm still, listen, I still have, I'm not going to take off 7,300, 7,200 to 7,400 off the table. I still think that's there. Now, well, you know, there's now you've still got your FA. So let's talk about our FA. So our FA right now is going to be, our FA is going to be 1. We still got the, you got some good news today, right? We got the ETH, we got the CBOE, right? Saying they're going to do ETH, which is good, right? This is good. This is bullish. So that's good news, right? So we got that. Then we got, second thing we got some Tether returned, right? Which is really awkward. So we've had like, I don't know, 100 million Tether returned lately. You know, I guess when you get caught so many times with your hand in the cookie jar, you gotta give some of it back. Looks a little too shady, and everybody's calling you out, going, "Come on, man, come on." So we did have 100 million Tether returned, which is good, and just makes no sense whatsoever. Nothing at all. I mean, nothing has changed. Why give it? Why take it back? Just makes it look that much more shady. So then you do have the, you still have the Van Eck ETF announcement coming. That's coming soon. We're 30 days. The clock is really, the clock is ticking. So we're 30 days out on that. What else? What else do we have? So that's all bullish. You know, we got a bunch of bullish TA that's kind of come out in the long. Oh, okay. So bearish is the new Silk Road guys are back, right? The Silk Road guys are back, which is really weird. I don't exactly understand the Silk Road thing. I'm not exactly sure what the Silk Road thing is. And so I can't help you out there. Number 5 is the CMEs did finish. I need to look more into the CME futures. So they did finish. It finished up at like, I know they never hit their top range. For some reason, there was only a couple hundred contracts open or something like that. So I'm not sure. It's something I need. You think they returned the 100 million and kept the profits? Maybe. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they could have, you know, just raked us all over the coals, made a bunch of money, taking the profits. Okay. Anything else? Anything else good? Any other good news or bad news? This is kind of all I can think of right now that's going on out there. Good news, bad news wise. So, you know, this is, you've got and this is a 50-50. So this is both bull or bear. Silk Road. Some people think these guys have $1 billion in Bitcoin and BTC, and they think they're going to dump it. Right? They think they're going to dump the BTC, which I'm not sure about. So this is kind of played out. So this is neither bull nor bear, so it's irrelevant. This is, I would say, bearish. All right, so the Tether being returned is bearish because you don't have that extra money to pump the market with. Oh, okay, let's go up here. 6. So the MACD bubble chart is still bullish. And the RSI. Still in bullish territory. So here's the other thing. The RSI chart, right? The RSI chart is in rejection areas, right? So this is actually bullish because it's not into a dump area yet, right? So it's not close to the dump areas. So it's not, LTC is testing the upper resistance. Oh, did I miss LTC? Oh, Jesus Lord. All right, so that means BTC is going to take off here. Figures after I just say that. Well, it was going to hit the 200. There you go. All right, so it hit the 200. Let's see if it's going to wreck this 200. So that means that BTC should take off here any moment. All right, so keep an eye on BTC because BTC is not taken off yet. Right, since Litecoin took off, this is usually where Bitcoin's going to follow it up. Well, there it is. Hit the 200. New York Limited says, part 1, has anybody noticed that we were repeating the same pattern? Yeah, we seem to do the same patterns all the time. July 27th. Yeah, BTC. Well, there we go. All right, let's see what happens here with Litecoin. So Litecoin is at the 200. This is going to be the test right here. So it's this easy, okay? If Litecoin breaks the so if Litecoin breaks this top right here, right? That's all it's got to do is just break that top right there. And it pretty much just wipes out this ABCDE, especially if it hits the wedge. Once it hits the wedge, it's just over. I'm so mad. I'm so mad at myself, guys. I'm so pissed. I mean, I was like, all right, I'm gonna play the bottom of this. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna buy Litecoin. I was so busy yesterday for my birthday and everything like that, and just doing birthday stuff. I just never did it. I mean, probably cost me like $5 grand, 10 grand not buying in. I mean, I was just, just killed me yesterday. I mean, I saw this thing take off, and I was like, no. So much for my birthday present. My birthday present should have been a Litecoin. Buying in a Litecoin. Yeah, looking at all my other charts. Okay. All right, let's see if this plays out right here. Yeah, if this comes up here and does make a double top, it'll be a pretty easy double top play. It'll actually be almost a triple top for BTC, but let's see. I just want to see how this plays out. Can you do it? It just depends on what coin I am and baiter. You know, I usually, like on smaller trades, I'll use 20%. I usually use about 20% on a smaller trade, and then I'll kind of ladder it up as I go. I'll just kind of ladder, you know, oh, there it goes. There it goes. It's going to break through. Got a lot of time left in this candle, too. A lot of time. Let me see the... Do I pay crypto tax? Yeah, I do. It's called fees. Called damn fees. Wow. Okay, so Bitcoin hasn't run yet. Get ready, though, man. Get ready with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has not made a move yet. Litecoin clearly has made a move. Bitcoin is not. There we go. Yeah, I recommend that if you guys are going to use a leveraged account, I would take 20% of my stack and put it in a leveraged account and then play from a leveraged account. I wouldn't put any more than 20% of my stack in a leveraged account, though. The rest of it I would play, you know, I would use for just waiting for long-term holds or buys like this, you know, where you go on and, like, I should have bought Litecoin at 60 bucks. And this would have been a pretty easy come up right here. Let's take a look and see if there's volume here. Nope. Well, it's an early yeah, it's an early candle, but no, there's no volume in that Litecoin pump. There's no volume whatsoever. Look at the one before it. It's still early, so this is a 4-ish. It's actually a lot of volume. I would say it's a lot of volume right there. Let's pull this back down to 1 hour. Yee. Yeah. Okay. It's okay volume. It's not as much as it was in these last couple. Yeah, I like BNB. We just had a member ask about BNB today. All right. It's trying to break through. It's going to do it. Look at it smash through the 8.8. Wow. Yeah, there's just no... Well, you know, we're going to see here. Like I said, yeah, the BTC is just not moving. I'm watching. I got my BTC chart right here. I'm watching it, and it's like... Womp, womp, womp. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, look at Litecoin go. Oh, Jesus, Litecoin just gone. There goes Litecoin. Yeah, I'm telling you, Litecoin leads the way, guys. Litecoin is the way. Where Litecoin goes, Bitcoin will follow. Yeah. All right, we're going to test the top. So we're going to test the top right here, then we're going to test the wedge. Yeah, I swear, that's right. I actually just pulled a long trade on, pulled a long on Litecoin. Let's see where, Bitcoin, I mean. I'm scalping. Going on, Tech. How you doing, buddy? Tech, are you shorting or longing? Tech, are you shorting? Tech is my guide to trading. So everybody, we're going to start paying, if Tech is in a short trade right now, we're all going to long. And if Tech is longing, we're all going to... Tech is my guide. All I gotta do is call him and ask him, "What exactly are you? What is you? Come on, dude. Tell me what your trade is. Tell us all what your trade is. Are you shorting right now? Are you shorting?" Yeah, I'm scalping. Oh no! Don't give it up. Come on, Litecoin. Oh shit! Tech is not in a trade. Look out, everybody. Uh-oh. If Tech wants to long, that means this sucker's going to drop like a rock. Okay? If Tech said he was going to short, that means we all should go... Now that he said he wants to go long. Yeah, I know. That's right. Yeah, big... Oh, hold on. Hold on here. So we have our indicator. Tech says he wants to go long, so this means this thing's going to dump like a rock right here. Yeah, that's exactly... Look at, we're exactly at a double top right here. Oh my god. Tech is hilarious. Alright, come on, BTC. Give me a couple points. Give me just a little baby bounce. Yeah, I know. I think this thing is going to drop like a rock. At 200 is going to hold. And a double top. Yeah, BTC is just stuck. Stuck. And we had, what do we have? So we had EOS popped. Ethereum popped a little bit. And Tron popped. Fuck. Damn it, I made a good call on Tron too. Dang it. Not happy about that. And my Ethereum. My damn Ethereum call was good too. I'm mad about that also. Let's pull that up while this thing decides what it's going to do. It's probably going to go up. There it goes. Yep. As soon as Tech said he was going to long, you guys needed to jump out of that trade. right, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pull up my Ethereum chart real quick. Oh, well, this thing dumps. Yeah, ooh, a double top. I closed my short. Shit. Yeah, I'm going to go take a look at ETH real quick. Let's load ETH chart up. So we'll load up the ETH chart. All right, so here's my main ETH chart. Let's see what happened here. Okay. Yep. Freaking, there's a new wedge. All right, so you basically have a new wedge that's pretty much formed here on Ethereum. So there's your new wedge right there. So I came down, hit the wedge. I was expecting this to possibly fall through to the second wedge. So look, you've got this lower wedge right here. So look, the lower wedge bottom, price action has respected the bodies. So there you go. You know, this is trying to hold up. And now I like this wedge a lot better. I like this wedge a lot on Ethereum. This is a really good wedge right here. Right, this wedge structure is really good. I like this. This is giving us a good structure. It's really respecting this bottom channel right here. This is still a bearish wedge. So, you know, your targets, this has got, you know, like you say, this is the weakest crypto you've got right now. So, done a great job calling all these bottoms here. I did expect this to fall out. Possibly. I didn't expect it. This is why I added this second line, because this is a higher wedge. So there's your lower wedge bottom. So even if this breaks out here, you now have to respect this second lower line here, even if this thing does fall out. Right, so even if this thing does fall to here and it hits this wedge, all you'd be doing is looking for this to test on this wedge right here. Oh, sorry, yeah, let's put that back. Let's take a look right here. So I'm gonna move this. Okay, so we're gonna adjust this to here. Oh, sorry, I gotta flip it. Okay, so now this did come up to the 5.0. So if this is a bounce, this bounce came up to the 5.0, you'd be looking at the 618. So the 618 would be kind of, you'd be looking at the 618 right here. This thing does run. Let's pull this up. So you got your 618, or you got your 5. I mean, you're at the 5 right now. There's no reason you can't drop right here from the 5. From your 0.50. There's no reason you can't drop from the 0.50 right there. Your candle, now your candle setup previously was bearish candle. Look, you had a very bearish candle right here. That's a very, very bearish candle. Right, this should have, you know, I would have been looking for this to fall out. Now, this can be, I mean, this is a bearish harami right there. And then it just, it spiked up. It's funny because if you go over on Litecoin, oh, it's giving it back. It's giving it back and showing us a double top. Yeah, this is, I mean, I'm not, this is, you know, So run would put you there. It's going to be really hard to get. R over cents. Yeah, looking like a bull. The Litecoin looks like a bull trap. And there it goes. BTC is just dud. Oh, all right. So LTC, we're gonna have to post up here. Watch for that double top. All right. All right. So I listen. Golly. Tough trade, tough trade, tough trade area. All right, I still think this needs to test this damn lower line first. Okay. Oh, Darcy, sorry to hear about that. Justin offside at the end at the least. Yeah, you know, we've had the alts. I don't know, man. We're all in just kind of a wait. You know, it's got to break this. We got to break out over this. I've got to see. So I want to see Bitcoin break this. So it's got to break out over this topside resistance here. Now then you're just playing the new wedge, right? So we're just gonna throw that new wedge on there. Let's put this new wedge out here. Sorry guys, I poopied. There it is. So there's our new wedge. So we had a wedge inside of a wedge right now. Man. Okay, I'm still standing by my... I still think this damn thing needs to test this bottom line. Thank you, Darcy. Always looking out for me. Thank you so much. Okay, so maybe this is this and that is that. All right, I'm just gonna chart for a few more minutes.